All right. Okay, so this is a first question based on the locus. Okay, they said there is a square, rigid means the lengths are all fixed and you cannot change the angles, and always A is on x-axis and B is always on y-axis, and A, B, C are in clockwise order specifically. What is the locus of C? I think C or D will give same locus. Okay. We have to find what, only the shape, not even the equation as such. What is the shape? Okay, so this is KVPY 2017. I think when they kept this online exam, they faced some technical issues, some students, so they have to keep one more time. That's why one is 5th November and 19th November. So this is on 19th November. Okay. SB or SX, whatever we call it. Okay, very first question. The square is like this. Should draw proper figure, sorry. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Let us take all these lengths as L. Okay. Now, what is the locus of this C? I want to discuss two methods. In any standard locus question, we are going to take whichever point as locus you have to find, we are going to take it as x comma y. Just on the figure, I want to do something. If I take this small, that is, draw this horizontal line, this length is x coordinate, x. This total height is y. Next, what I want to tell is these two triangles are congruent. Why they are congruent? This length is L, this is also L. This is 90. And even this, for example, if I take theta here, this will be 90 minus theta and this will be theta because this is 90. Okay. So all angles of this are equal to all angles of this. 90 theta, 90 minus theta, 90 theta, 90 minus theta. And the side is also equal. Okay. I think RHS or not RHS, at least ASA property can use and say they are congruent. Now, opposite to theta, if this is x, opposite to theta, this also should be x. So this small thing should be x. If this total is y and this is x, what is this length will be? This is x. So this length will be y minus x. Total is y, this is x, so this is y minus x. Now this is a simple right angle triangle, two sides are x and y minus x, this is L. So it should satisfy that Pythagoras theorem, x plus y minus x whole square equal to L square. That's it, I got the locus straight. When you expand this, what happens? X square plus y square minus 2xy plus x square is equal to L square. That is 2x square minus 2xy plus y square equal to L square. This is an ellipse, but not ellipse whose major axis is x-axis or y-axis. It has xy term, so it is a rotated one. How will you know it is ellipse? For a general second degree equation, if delta not equal to 0 and h square is less than ab, then it is ellipse. Okay. Here it is that, first of all, x square, y square quotients are different, it cannot be a circle, and xy term is there. In circle, there is no xy term. Delta not equal to 0, how can we tell here? Delta, you can see here, x term is missing, y term is missing, means g and f are 0. So formula is abc plus 2fgh minus af square minus bg square minus ch square. But this is 0 because g and h are 0. This is also 0. F and g are 0, not h, sorry, h is there. What about ABC? A is 2, B is 1, C is minus L square. 2 into 1 into minus L square. Minus CH square. That is minus C is minus L square. H square is minus 1 whole square. minus 2l square and plus l square is minus l square. It is not equal to 0. That's the main point. Okay. Whether it is positive or negative. H square less than AB because AB is H square is 1 and AB is 2. 1 less than 2. Okay. So that's why it is an ellipse. Anybody any doubt so far in this method? No. Okay. Okay. So without our coordinate geometry, just by algebra also, it may be possible to tell, I have to think about it. But let me see another method for this, apart from taking x comma y. Only how to deal with this kind of ellipse, there are some questions in ellipse we can discuss maybe some other time. Right now, not required. Okay, I'm going to erase this whole thing. Okay, so we have a square. I'm going to take this length is L, this length is L, this is theta. What is this length? L cos theta. What is this length? L sin theta. What is this length is, again, these two are similar triangles. Okay, I can use parametric forms and find this point maybe, but these two are congruent triangles, not just similar, sorry, congruent. This is L sin theta, so this is L sin theta here. And this is L cos theta, so this is L cos theta. So for this point whose locus we have to find, which is x comma y, okay, what is the x coordinate? L sin theta. What is y coordinate? L sin theta plus L cos theta. Okay, so now we have to eliminate theta, then we got it. You know how to eliminate theta here. X is equal to L sin theta, y is equal to L sin theta plus L cos theta, where L sin theta I can write x plus L cos theta. In this side, y minus x is equal to L cos theta. Again, same thing where you square and add. We'll get x square plus y minus x whole square equal to L square. Now that is L square sin square theta plus L square cos square theta, where theta is eliminated, we got L square. Again, we have to expand, and that way only we have to tell ellipse. It is 2x square minus 2xy plus y square. What is the major axis for this, minor axis and all? Right now we don't have to have discussion. Same, delta not equal to 0, h square less than AB. Okay, there's not much of difference between previous method and this method, almost same. Okay, anybody any doubt in the second method?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Okay, I'm going to erase this. In the future, I generally don't want to keep message saying today class is there, today class is not there. I want to take every day and start at same time 3:25, so that it creates confusion and I don't have to. It doesn't create confusion. I don't have to send a message every day. Same link. Use. Only Monday and Thursday will take up to 4:30 because anyway maths counseling. Okay, let us see the next question. Okay, basically n is greater than 1000. I think 1000 doesn't have much significance. Just to give some idea. N is greater than 1000. They want us to compare n factorial less than n power n. True or not? N factorial whole square is less than or equal to n power n or not? 10 power n is less than n factorial. n power n is less than or equal to 2n factorial. Okay, basically among these two, which is greater among these two? So factorial, they're trying to compare with another factorial or power or something like that. I'm sure sometimes we can have a feeling, we may not be able to write it, but we can have some idea whether which is true, less than or greater than. It's nothing wrong. You can, by intuitively, you can get some idea, but you should have some tangible way of writing the solution also. Okay. Otherwise, sometimes, our common sense can go wrong. Okay. So once we write a solution, it will be more solid. Okay. So not just have a feeling that this is greater, this is smaller. There should be some way of writing it also. Both are important. Okay. Very first one, I think this one, I think they gave like this kind of symbol. That is not at all difficult, because n factorial means 1 into 2 into 3 so on up to n, whereas n power means n into n into n so on up to n. Obviously, this is greater than this, this is greater than this, this is greater than this, this is greater than this. So this product, you can write n greater than 1, n greater than 2, n greater than 3, n greater than n minus 1, and n is equal to n. When I multiply, this is n factorial, and this is, sorry, this is n power n, and this is n factorial. Somebody can divide also. Somebody can take n factorial by n power n and write 1 by n into 2 by n into 3 by n so on up to n minus 1 by n into n by n. This is 1, but all these are less than 1. So because all these are less than 1, the whole thing is less than 1. You can send that side. N factorial is less than n power n. Okay, so that is fairly simple, not at all difficult. First one. Let us see the second one. So first one is right. N factorial whole square. Okay, they want us to compare with n power n. This is, we are multiplying n terms, but here we are multiplying 2n terms, because square is also there. So number of terms is not same, so we have to find a way to compare. I guess there can be different ways. I want to see something from the graph, what is happening. I want to take y equal to x into 2n plus 1 minus x. I'll tell you what I want to do. N factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 so on up to n. Another n factorial, I want to write reverse order, n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 so on up to 1. I want to not take. So I want to take n plus 1 minus x. This is n, this is x. I may not be writing properly. This is n, and this is x, and this is also x. Okay. What I want to do is I want to multiply these two. This is n itself. I want to prove this is greater than n or less than n, everything like that. Okay. This is a graph which is a downward parabola. At 0, it is 0. At n plus 1, it is 0. It is like this. At 0, it is 0. This is n plus 1. This is actually minus common x into x minus n plus 1. At 1, what is the value? This point, 1 comma n. At n, what is the value? N comma n. At 1 also y coordinate is n. At n also it is n. If I take at 2 or at 3 or at 4, anywhere, the values are, I don't want to find them. I know they are more than n. Am I right? Yes, that is exactly this. When you put x equal to 2, what is this? 2 into n minus 1. So this product is greater than n. Okay. So you can see based on all these points here, compared to this y coordinate, x into n plus 1 minus x is greater than n for all x belongs to open interval 1 to n. At 1 it is exactly n. At n it is exactly n. Anything between 1 to n, it will be greater than n. So when you take n factorial whole square, you will get 1 into n, okay, 2 into n minus 1, next 3 into n minus 2, so on. Okay, that is greater than, this is n only, this is greater than n, this is also greater than n, this is also greater than n, the last one is equal to n. First one and last one are equal to n, all others are greater than n, which is n power n. So n factorial whole square is greater than n power n. I want to check for some AMG inequality. Let me see if it works out or not. Don't write what I'm going to tell. If I take 1 plus n minus 1 by 2 is greater than or equal to square root of 1 into n minus 1. And this is n by 2 square it, I'll get n square by 4 is greater than or equal to 1 into n minus 1. Again, I'll get n square by 4 is greater than or equal to 2 into n minus 2. I will get like that n minus 1 times. So I will get the total n factorial whole square. If I take all these things, will be less than or equal to n minus 1 times n square by 4 into 1n into n minus square. I'm multiplying all these things. So this is n square by 4 whole power n minus 1. One extra n here, extra n, that is this n square. Is it going to give any result? Not much. The power is 2n minus 2 plus n. N power 2n is going to come. Okay, this also some result, but not useful here, I guess. Okay, some other result where n factorial whole square is less than or equal to n power 2n by 4 power n minus 1. I can also write this as n power 2n by 4 power n also. No, I increase the denominator, so it will decrease, not that. Okay, something, but not related to this, don't worry. This is, okay, everybody understood about how all these products are greater than n, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I'm sure that I can do this in some other way. Just I wrote this way. Okay, we'll come to third one. Let us see the fourth one. Here I am multiplying n terms, whereas here I am multiplying 2n terms. Which is greater? I think we can say this is much bigger than this. Let us see why. This is also easy only. 2n factorial, you can write 1 into 2 into 3 so on up to n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3 so on up to n plus n. I think this is such an easy question. Why? This is more than n, this is more than n, this is more than n, this is also more than n. Already I got n terms which are more than n. So this product itself is greater than n power n. What to speak of including this? Is it okay? I can write this is greater than, this whole product is greater than 1, no doubt about it. And this is greater than n, this is also greater than n, this is also greater than n, this is greater than n. That is n power n. So 2n factorial is greater than n power n. I think it is very small. 2n factorial is much greater than n power n because so many times we neglected, plus these are all much bigger than n. Is it okay, fourth one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So only third term, third also not difficult. There should be, we should find a proper way to write it. Okay. Anyway, coming back to this, I want to do some AMG inequality kind of thing. Let me see. 1 plus 2n minus 1 by 2 is greater than or equal to square root of 1 into 2n minus 1. What will happen? 1 and 1 will cancel. I will be getting n square is greater than or equal to 1 into 2n minus 1. Similarly, n square is greater than or equal to 2 into 2n minus 2. N square is greater than or equal to 3 into 2n minus 3. I have only 2n, of course. I can also tell n square is greater than or equal to 2n also. And when I take pairs like this, I'll get n square is greater than or equal to, what are the middle two will come, whose sum is 2n minus, sum is 2n, no. For the last pair I'll be getting is n square is greater than or equal to n minus 1 into n plus 1. One more n will be left. Okay, we'll talk about this later. When I multiply all these things, what I'll get, these are n minus 1 terms. So I'll be getting n square power n minus 1 is greater than or equal to 1 to 2n, everything is there except n and 2n. So it is 2n factorial by n into 2n. Because in the total product, only these two are missing. If I bring this here, what will I get? N 2n minus 2 with n square. So n power 2n is greater than or equal to 2n factorial by 2. So if I bring 2 this side, 2n factorial less than or equal to 2 into n power 2n. We are able to find here upper limit of 2n factorial, but they are asked about lower limit. So this is not useful. But this itself is some question. 2n factorial is less than or equal to 2 times n power 2n. Okay, that can be a question where we can use this kind of thing, but right now not required. Okay, I think what we proved just now is like this, that n factorial is less than n power n, and I think it is more than n by 2 whole power n. We can prove this part based on what we discussed or something. Yeah, coming to this, I don't know what is the smallest number where this inequality changes, okay, because 10 is a little difficult number, okay. One small thing, initially this is bigger, this is smaller, that is clear. If you take 10 power 1 and 1 factorial, 10 square and 2 factorial, 10 cube 3 factorial, 10 power 4 4 factorial, you can see this is very big compared to this. Even if you take 10 power 10 and 10 factorial, still I think it's quite bigger. Somewhere, okay, how to prove it, I'll tell you, but 10 power 20, okay, and if you take 20 factorial, okay, maybe this is bigger than this. Maybe we can use one of the previous things. Just now I erased something, you can use that also maybe. For example, I was talking about n factorial versus n by 2 whole power n or something. If I take n equal to 20, you may get 10 power 20 is less than 20 factorial, okay. So I think I need to prove this. I did not prove it, but let us take this. I'll come back and prove this now, but let us take 10 power 20 less than 20 factorial. I'm not saying this is the smallest number where this will happen. Maybe for 19 also it will happen, but for 20 it is definitely true, okay. Once you get one number where this inequality is true, after that it is very, very easy to prove, okay. Let us say we got 10 power 20 is less than 20 factorial, we take it for granted. Now, if I take 10 power 21, what to do? I have to multiply 21. 10 power 20. Let us say I want to multiply 10 this side and multiply 21 this side. Is that okay? Because I took the already greater quantity, multiply the bigger number. I took the smaller quantity and multiplied the smaller number. This will be still smaller, this will be still bigger. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So once you proved for one, it is to prove for rest of the all. So if you take this granted that 10 power 20 is less than 10 to the power 30, we'll prove, see how to prove it. Now, n is more than 1000. So this 10 power n can be written as 10 power 20 into 10 into 10 into 10 into 10 into 10 like this. How many times? N minus 20 times. And what about n factorial? I am going to write 20 factorial into 21 into 22 into 23 so on up to n. And these are how many terms? N minus 20 terms. Okay. Compared to this, already this is bigger. Compare 21 is bigger than this 10, 22 is bigger than this 10, 23 is bigger than this 10, n is bigger than this 10. So every term here is bigger than every other term here. So this is less than this. Okay. For the sake of writing, 20 factorial is whole greater than 10 power 20, 21 is greater than 10. Let me write that way. And 22 is greater than 10, 23 is greater than 10, and n is greater than 10 because n is nearly 1000. So when I multiply all these things, this is n factorial, this is 10 power n. Okay, so now coming back to this proving, what is that? N by 2 whole power n is less than n factorial. So some AMG inequality I have to use today. 1 plus n minus 1 by 2, just a minute, is greater than or equal to square root of 1 into n minus 1. What is this going to come? N by 2 whole square is greater than or equal to n1 into n minus 1. Similarly, n by 2 whole square is greater than or equal to 2 into n minus 2. Similarly, n by 2 whole square is greater than or equal to 3 into n minus 2. Just a minute. If I take x into n plus 1 minus x in the middle, it will not come n by 2 whole square. Otherwise, I have to take x into n minus x. Then I can prove it. Here I'll cover everything. I can do even the reverse and then multiply. Yes, I think AMG min equality will give, or even the graph also I can do. Earlier in the graph, I only used these two values. Now, if I use the topmost value and say all these y coordinates are less than that, we are going to get this inequality. Okay, or AMG min equality also will give us the same thing. You take 1 and n minus 1, apply arithmetic mean greater than equal to geometric mean, that is this step. And similarly, 2 and n minus 2, 3 and n minus 3. You can even take n minus 1 and 1. Sorry, you are not able to see. You can take till 1 here, 2 here. Just a minute. Yeah, you can take 1, 2, 3. You take n minus 1, here you will get 1. You multiply all of them, you are going to get n factorial whole square, which sometimes missing. Here you are going to get n by 2 whole power 2n, and you will get square, you will get cancel, you will get this. You can verify on that. Just a minute. This is less than versus greater than. I'll just compare with that. I want 20 factorial is greater than 10 power 20. Am I getting a reverse here, or should not be? Correct one. I I got reverse here, but what about this part? Just a minute, I'm getting n factorial here, whole square when I multiply all without the roots, with the n square missing, is less than or equal to n by 2 whole power 2n. Which is n factorial whole square is less than or equal to, I can take this n inside. This is not an n power 2n, 2 power minus 2. Okay, we'll check up on this part, how to prove it, or I can send something. Okay, or already there, just do not write it clearly. Okay, so once you have a starting point, after that it is easy. It may not be 20, it may be 100. I'm sure 100 or some 300, somewhere it can be proved, not a big deal. 100 factorial is greater than 10 power 100. Okay, something can be proved. Somewhere it is true, and after that you can multiply the corresponding numbers. Okay, if any correction is there, that means the starting point, I'll just let you know. Otherwise, it is done. Yeah, third, how much time do we have? Okay, we have to find range of a particular quantity here. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take reciprocals range and then find the range of this. AB plus BC plus CA by A square plus B square plus C square. I want to find the range of this first. We are studying calculus of one variable only, not 2 or 3 variables to find maximum or minimum. Otherwise, we can use some multivariable calculus into it. But simply by some kind of inequalities, we can manage. For example, we all know for any real number, a plus b plus c whole square is greater than or equal to 0. When I expand this, you'll get a square plus b square plus c square plus 2 times ab plus bc plus ca is greater than or equal to 0. When you send this one to the other side and divide, you're going to get 2 times AB plus BC plus CA is greater than or equal to minus of A square plus B square plus C square. Divide here this, we are going to get AB plus BC plus CA by A square plus B square plus C square is greater than or equal to minus 1 by 2. It can be equal to minus 1 by 2 also. And it can be negative because this denominator is positive, but numerator can be negative. That's why. So this gave us the minimum value. What about the maximum value? You take a minus b whole square plus b minus c whole square plus c minus a whole square is greater than or equal to 0. Something square plus something square. When you expand this, you'll get 2 times a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca greater than or equal to 0. Send this one to that side. You will get a square plus b square plus c square is greater than or equal to ab plus bc plus ca. When you divide here, you are going to get AB plus BC plus CA by A square plus B square plus C square is less than or equal to 1. So here came minimum value, here maximum value. So AB plus BC plus CA by A square plus B square plus C square, the range is minus 1 by 2 to 1. If this range is minus 1 by 2 1, let us take its reciprocal and see what happens. That is a square plus b square plus c square by ab plus bc plus c. I have to not directly take reciprocal of this, it's not right. I have to split this into two parts. Take minus 1 by 2 to 0 separately, 0 to 1 separately. If something is between 0 to 1, what the reciprocal of that will be from what to what? Anybody? If something is between 0 to 1, the reciprocal is from
1 to infinity.
1 to infinity, closed 1 and open infinity. And if you take anything between minus half to 0, all negative numbers, and everything is open, let us say, the reciprocal is from what to what?
Minus infinity to minus 2.
Yeah, so you'll get minus infinity to minus 2 closed because this is closed. Similarly, 1. So this is the range. Minus infinity to minus 2 union 1 to infinity. 1 will happen when all quantities are equal. Minus 2 will happen when a plus b plus c is 0. When this is 0, we'll get this inequality. And this is 0, this will get this inequality. Just for some clarity, if you take 1 by x graph and take x value between minus 1 by 2 to 1, this is minus 1 by 2. Then the corresponding value here is minus 2. The corresponding here value is 1. When you take x between minus 1 by 2 to 1 means you are taking this graph from here and this graph from here. This is not there. This is not there. This is a graph of y equal to 1 by x. Now what happened? Between 0 to 1, the range is 1 to infinity. Between minus of to 1, the range is minus 2 to minus infinity. So minus infinity to minus 2, union 1 to infinity. That is exactly the answer for this. Okay, so if you take as it is question, finding range is little difficult. If you take reciprocal, we are able to find minimum and maximum and exact range. Then to find the reciprocal of that, we took positive part of the range separately, reciprocated it, take negative part of it and reciprocated it. Is it all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't know whether next question we can complete within the time, but at least we'll explore upon it. Not here, but there's a slight variation of this question sometimes where they will tell ABC are sides of a triangle. Okay. Then this upper limit is correct here, but lower limit is not correct because they are positive numbers. It cannot be negative. And they are sides of a triangle, so it cannot be even 0. So there is a minimum value that will come, I think, plus 1 by 2 because we have to use triangle inequality like mod a minus b is greater than c. Difference of two sides of triangle is greater than third side. Mod b minus c and greater than a. Mod c minus a is greater than b. You square and add them. We are going to get a square plus b square plus c square minus 2 times ab plus bc plus ca greater than equal to 0. When you send this one to this side and divide, you are going to get AB plus BC plus CA. Difference of two sides is less than third side, right? So this one less than, sorry. Then we are going to get here less than. Then it's going to come AB plus BC plus CA by A square plus B square plus C square is greater than equal to 1 by 2. Sorry, this is not visible. Yeah. So this is greater than, instead of greater than